been 10 minutes? No, seriously. We're talking about a title being reinstated already. But what do we all truly think about it? As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning. Neil Sean here. Let's have a wave. How are you? You all right today? Yes. By the way, I'm glad you enjoyed the video about Sir Noel Coward. Couldn't believe the size of the house, to be honest with you. If you haven't checked it out, do check it out. It's under the blue plaque stuff. You know, we love looking at a blue plaque, don't we? Yes, I know. Come on, keep awake. Yes, of course we do. I do, though. I'm truly fascinated because I think we're all just nosy parkers at heart, aren't we? We always think, did they walk up all those steps with their shopping? Forgetting, of course, they'd have servants. It's not like you and me, is it? Lugging milk up all the way, you know. But seriously, Noel Coward's house was very spectacular. And as we know, he had quite a few houses, proving that what success brings, etc. It's a little bit like, of course, the late and lamented, sadly, you know, Princess Diana. August is always a tough month for many people who still love, adore, and respect and miss the late princess. As I've told you before here on the show, I was lucky enough to meet Diana on a couple of occasions, and I thought she was very pretty, very nice and down to earth, a little bit batty, you know, if I'm being honest, you know, but I think being young didn't necessarily follow the rules, and you know, she should have known better simply because of her royal connections. As you can see, I do know her brother, and he's a marvelous guy. People, you know, he's just good fun. That's all I can say. Just a lot of fun. But it's interesting to note now, isn't it, that if you recall back all those years ago, it was kind of rather shocking in that period that Diana's HRH status was removed. And that really was a big thing, you know, 25 plus years ago, because it was sort of seen as a little bit cruel, a little bit unkind. But of course, Her Majesty the Queen really was just following royal protocol. And again, it was something that allegedly Diana didn't feel she needed, although people still referred to her as, I was there, you know, many occasions where people still said, Your Royal Highness. So again, her brand, if you like, for a modern 21st century age, really just sort of stretched beyond that. And again, when you think about it, she was an international brand, wasn't she? Everybody simply knew Princess Diana. She didn't really need any other titles. Even Diana, people knew what you were talking about. But now, according to a very good source, and I think this is a very moving thing in many respects, but once again could be controversial, but once again could have some controversy attached, is simply this, that eventually, in the fullness of time, when His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, Prince William, ascends the throne, he apparently will posthumously encourage, you know, to have the title reinstated for his late mother. Now, this was offered, I can tell you, already directly back to the family many years ago, but they politely declined, according to Charles Spencer. They didn't feel it was right. There was no malice or anything like that. They just felt no. And obviously now this would really fall back to her two sons, as I say, in the fullness of time. But it's an interesting debate, really, isn't it? Because, as I say, Diana is just simply known as Princess Diana or Diana. Would it make any difference if they then reinstated the HRH titles? I'd love to know, seriously, what you think in the comments below. Does it really make any difference? I'm often thinking that of people who are pardoned and stuff like that. Sadly, they're no longer here, and it doesn't really affect their status. It's nice that they're remembered, and it's nice and possibly something that, of course, their eldest son, Prince William, would wish to do. But really, does it make any difference? And as Harry and Meghan famously said, titles really mean nothing to many people. Clearly not. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.